Time for another ride, and this time the Parys Cup, Parys to Cape Town, 1,619 kilometers, a 1,000-miler with 10,000 meters of vertical ascent. That makes it fairly flat, actually. 10,000 meters of ascent is not a lot over a 1,000-mile distance. The route is mostly gravel, starts in Parys in the Free State, just south of Gauteng, the beauty being we avoid Gauteng's busy roads, and head straight out from Parys, starting at the Eiffel Tower in the main street, and into the rolling hills of the Vredefort Dome. The Vredefort Dome is believed to be the world's biggest meteorite impact crater, or the biggest known one, and the hills around the side of the dome, the mountains, hills, were formed by the impact of the meteorite hitting Mother Earth. When we come out of the crater, it becomes very flat, and you go through a lot of mealie fields all the way to Blouberg Dam. That is the 7th largest dam in South Africa. Quite a spectacular dam. Big, vast, quite shallow though. From Blouberg onwards we go, and then we hit what used to be a republic, an independent republic for just over a year, the Republic of Griqualand West, just as you exit the Free State at Kimberley. It was the republic was formed by one of the diggers called Stafford Parker, who used to collect taxes at gunpoint. Didn't last long before it was recolonized by the British, but nevertheless, that's a bit of trivia. Kimberley is historic. It's the home to a diamond rush, or the diamond rush that is past, and it hosts the big hole, the world's biggest hand-dug hole. It also was the first town in the southern hemisphere believed to have street lights. It also was the first South African, the home of the first South African stock exchange, preceding the JSE by a few years. From there onwards, we head through Griqualand West in the direction of Douglas. Douglas being the town nearest to the confluence of South Africa's two major rivers, the Vaal and the Orange. Another little viewing point if one wishes to take a slight detour from the route. From there onwards, it's into the barren Northern Cape, Prieska, Van Wyksvlei, Brandvlei. Not a lot of people around there. Distances are far between the towns, not much in between, and if one has a technical there, logistically it becomes quite challenging. In summer, probably very hot. In winter, probably very cold. And then into a part of the southern part of Griqualand, around Louriesfontein and Nieuwoudtsville. Hopefully at this time of year, being spring still, we can just catch a glimpse of those famous Griqualand daisies if we get there on time. And then down from there to Clanwilliam, and not through the Cederberg or the Tankwa this time, but more to the west, more nearer to the coast, through the rolling hills of the Mealie lands, the Swartland, Piketberg, or near Piketberg. Then we head to Mariatsburg, Malmesbury, and then the normal run into Blouberg, Eden on the Bay, with a beautiful view of that world-famous Table Mountain. The route is logistically, I'd say, more challenging than the normal Joburg to Blouberg to the south, because the towns are further apart. The accommodation is probably less, and people around to help if you get a technical or get into hassles are probably a lot less as well. And as I've mentioned, it's probably drier in summer and hotter in summer and a lot colder in winter going up north there. But far from the crowds, very quiet, and I guess that's the appeal of going so far north through the Northern Cape. Just one little hot tip: if you stay in Kimberley for the night, I recommend what has now become a Protea Hotel, the Kimberley Club. It's the old historic Kimberley Club from the mining days, from the Diamond Rush days, where Cecil John Rhodes and Barney Bonato and all those illustrious characters of the Diamond Rush used to hang out and drink a few and probably stay over. So that's a little tip for accommodation. That's probably the highlight. If one does book in at Kimberley, try the Kimberley Club if you've got time.